today it looks like it will be the day we'll be harvesting our garlic. I will try to include a screenshot from the last video about 10 days ago, so we can see the difference between then and now. You can see how the garlic has yellowed, and it has already ripened on the ground. We put about 20 or 30 plants in those couple of weeks to eat fresh, so we monitor daily by eating, so to say. Usually the best time to harvest garlic is when you're having a hot dry spell, as we're having one now. Daily 30 degrees plus temperatures and no rain in the last maybe 2 weeks. So the bulbs on the ground have a proper time to dry out and ripen, and they need less drying time after that. If you're having a rainy period and you want to harvest your garlic, make sure that you're dedicating enough time for drying out, and it must be spread out in a really airy location to remove as much moisture as possible in a short period of time. Otherwise you risk getting mold inside the bulbs of the garlic. Usually when we harvest garlic, the soil is soft enough to just pull the stems out along with the head of garlic like this. But with all the root crops and bulbs, we take the opportunity to aerate the soil by using a digging fork. So I'll be lightly digging the soil without actually turning over, just punch with the fork in the ground and sway it back and forth a little bit, and then move a bit to the side. This aerates the soil and not just allows us to get the garlic easier, but also in a couple of days the wheat will be drying out, and we'll be able to pull out the deep roots of some of the perennial weeds that we have here, like those thorny plants and those, and the bindweed and the couch grass as well. Forking the soil lightly allows you to pull more of the roots of those perennial weeds, and you can see that now the mulch is almost gone in this bed. So we'll be weeding, letting the weeds dry in place, and then prep the bed for some autumn planting, like maybe rutabaga or beets. We'll see how it goes. I shot this short time lapse to show you how I actually do the aerating of the soil and how I collect the garlic. So I made 4 passes on this bed. This is the first pass, and now I'm just forking a little bit further in the bed and pulling another couple of rows of garlic. And after I pull all the heads and put them on the soil so I can move quicker, I just move and collect them all in a bunch. Now I do the lower end of the bed, and after that I'll be doing the lower middle. In that section I was alternating digging and pulling the garlic out because there was lots of tiny bulbs which were without their stems, so it's more efficient to pick them up while you see them on the soil. Okay, that was easy. I have finished with the forking of the bed and put all the garlic out. I will now be leaving it here to dry a little bit. It's already afternoon, so the sun is not very strong, and tomorrow, probably before noon, we'll come to clean it a bit and then prepare it for additional curing and then storage. You can see that for example here on this head, the outmost layers are already dry and peeling off. The head is firm and enclosed on all sides, so it's a good indication that the garlic is harvested at the good proper time. Some of the heads have not yet ripened enough, like this one, so you can see the purple stripe pattern which disappears in the outmost layers as they dry up, like here for example. If we peel this one, you can see the purple stripe underneath in the lower layers of the skin of the garlic. But anyhow, what will happen now is it will stay here for 24 hours, and then we'll collect it, chop most of the stem to about 25 centimeters, bunch them up, remove most of the roots and the soil which is stuck here, and tie those in bunches and let them dry in our attic, where it's dry and airy and hot without being exposed to direct sun, which could damage the garlic heads in the long term. So I did a rough count here. We got about 160 heads of garlic. There are probably a few left in the soil, which we'll pick when we start amending the bed, removing the weeds and mulching and sowing whatever we'll be putting here for late cropping. But 160 is a good number, considering we planted about 300 cloves last autumn. Some of those did not germinate, and another portion was destroyed by the cats. The cats decided to create like a bedding space here in this bed, so at one end of the bed there was practically no garlic left, right there at the end under those two little establishing lovage plants. And then in spring we ate quite a bit as green garlic or spring garlic, and after that we started harvesting it when it already formed the bulbs, but they were not ripe yet, to eat as fresh garlic or milk garlic as they call it here. So I think it's a decent harvest, and after it's been curing in our attic for a couple of months, we'll just put it in paper bags and store it for the winter. And in late autumn we'll break apart the largest heads, pick out the largest cloves of those, and plant the new crop for the next year. Considering that each head has about 10 to 12 cloves, so we have here easily 1,500 cloves or more. I'd say maybe probably to 2,000. So there will be no problem separating 300 of those for next year. Okay guys, so my phone randomly deleted the last part of the video, so I'm voicing over this photo. It's the garlic which we cut to length and cleaned. You can see the roots are trimmed. There is no soil left on it, and any of the loose layers of top skin were removed as well. After that photo was taken, we took the garlic to the attic, made it in bunches with some twine, and hung it to dry. And after a few months, we will put aside the heads with the largest cloves, which will be used for seed in autumn, and the others will be put in a paper bag for storage. So that's all about our garlic harvest. I hope you enjoyed the movie, and I'll see you in the next one.